So tonight's episode's about life lessons. So life's hard to navigate. Sometimes we really get something good from a mentor, or sometimes we just have to learn stuff the hard way. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And so let's get started. Nick, I'm coming your way. Let's talk about self-worth.
Yes. Self-worth for me, I think it was a lesson that I pretty much felt like I had to learn throughout my 20s, whether that was in a relationship or with friends or with a job, which is something that I think we don't really talk about. I feel like self-worth is generally predicated to relationships, but self-worth is relevant if you're working on a job and you don't feel valued, or you're doing above and beyond, and you're not getting either paid or compensated, or at least I don't know, people are not recognizing you in that way. I think we all can definitely relate to the job thing, right? Like that's something that I feel like everybody, whether you're working at McDonald's or if you're a CEO at a company, like you're gonna have that issue,
Yeah, I think we seek for validation in our jobs from our bosses. But as I got older, I just, I set my own goals for myself, and it was a transition. I did not validate myself on the thoughts of others. It was really my energy, the alignment I was in, and was I giving it my all? Then I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
And see, it took me some time to get there. Like I feel like I was in that state a long time. Like, hey, like, why aren't they recognizing me? Like, I know I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. So, wow, that's kudos to you for being mature.
It takes time, and, self-worth's very close to self-love. And, that took a long time to develop
That's
too.
True. That's true.
And so just your outward appearance, I'll share one thing that I did that kind of helped along the way. Something that I knew I couldn't change about myself, like whether it's, maybe a long forehead, maybe it's my freckles, my moles, maybe it was that little muffin top on the side, which I could change. But what I would do is I would just stare in the mirror. It sounds crazy. And I would just each day just stare at it and embrace it and be like, okay, it's not bad. Okay, the next week. Okay, I like it. And then with time, you love the uniqueness that you bring. And then you start to notice the little uniquenesses in other people. And it just creates, for me, self-love and love for others.
That's true. That's big. I do think women struggle with that a lot. But do you think men struggle with that self-worth, self-love? I feel like the guys I know don't, but that could just be the outer appearance.
Yeah, I think with guys, it's definitely kind of sometimes like a status thing. So you don't think you're good enough, or how you stack up to other. I think it's more like a bravado or pride, like type of deal. So that you kind of get caught up in that craziness. But I feel like if what you can't do is get caught up in comparing, and I think that's what a lot of people do, comparing and looking at somebody else's situation, because you never know what they're going through. So
yeah,
I would say to do what you do, and do it to the best of your abilities, and whatever that may be. I mean, how small? I mean, everybody's not going to be great, but whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your profession is, I just say when you wake up every day, give your all, give your best, and that will be enough. And people will see people will see the hard work, and hard work pays off, guys. So that
Isn't
would be
it crazy
my
though how
thing
like
for self-worth.
Isn't it crazy though how social media is so big right now, and it's almost, every day people wake up and compare themselves to someone else's life or someone else's body, or their hair,
So,
what they look like it's
yeah,
almost consuming everybody, almost like it's set up that way to make you compare
right,
yourself.
right. Nobody
It's
wants to be
Yeah.
crazy.
themselves.
It's social media just makes everything so much more accessible than what it was when we were younger. So it just makes me feel like I need to be a little more heightened, a little more strict with my daughter because I don't want it to influence her personal self-worth.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
When they're growing up with it, we kind of like, with somewhat adults or teenagers, when it came along, but with kids growing up with it now, I know that can be a struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then even I know me and Sarah, for us, I mean, even, this is just another layer. Been in a I'm tripping.
Interracial.
Interracial
Okay.
relationship. I'm sorry, guys. Been in an interracial relationship. Our kids, we teach them about understanding who you are and treating everybody as they are. I mean, you want to treat everybody the same. So
Yeah.
it plays a big part is when you go places and you see people that's different. And I think
That's true.
early on, our kids are learning those different nuances of different people and different cultures and stuff. So I think that it's funny to see them pick up on those things and say,
Yeah.
and come back and tell us stories. And then it's funny how they relay it back to us. But I think it's definitely good early on to teach your kids about that so they can learn self-worth, learn who they are as a person, and they're good enough to go out in the world and be just as good as anybody else, no matter what the color of their skin or what they look like on the outside, how different you are. You're different, and when you're different, but you're different because can't nobody be you. You are one-on-one, and that's what I like to tell my daughter a lot. You one-on-one. Your hair may be different, skin may be different, but hey, nobody can be you, and everybody's different. They got their own. Everybody got their own unique qualities. So, very important thing for important tip for parents out there, guys.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And it's just to teach them that don't take it personal when you face that adversity or when you're facing that judgment, or maybe you're someone that is getting bullied. It's just to have the self-awareness that, okay, pause, it's not me. I almost sympathize with that person because, what's going on with them that makes them act in that way. So just to instill that empathy, even in someone that may not be treating your child right, is so important at a young age, because once they're older, it's very hard.
That's better than I love Miss Pam, but she was like, "Hey, if they hit you, you better hit them back."
Right?
You need to understand the bully. Like, let me hit them then understand the bully.
Right?
Very good. Teach them empathy. She might not like
that. I had about at the beginning of the school year, me and my daughter, we had a real deep conversation about kind of categorizing friends, which I think this is another important thing that even adults can't sometimes even grasp. We talked about she would come home and maybe one day she would get in the car and I pick her up and I can tell that something's wrong. She didn't have a good day, whether it was she got in trouble or with her friends. So this particular day, she was saying that one of her friends was mean to her and she didn't understand why. And so what I tried to explain to her is, you can't control people's actions, but what you can do, what's important is to categorize people, see people for who they are and say, hey, okay, you know what? Okay. I got some good friends. I got what kind of friends are these? I mean, maybe that way they had a bad day that day, but you can't let people, treat you any kind of way. And then you have yourself feeling down because you're not, it's nothing wrong with you. So you treat people the right way all the time. You gotta have to be nice anyway. So I think that's important for kids to know. You don't have to straight, but you got to be able to use your words. I know Sarah said that a lot. Use your words. Use your words.
Yeah.
So,
which is another big thing with self-worth, knowing, who's good for you, who's good in your circle. Like, hey, if you don't fulfill me, you don't make me better. If I'm sad every time I'm around you, that's enough. Hey, I'm better than this. Like, so that's definitely that's real good to learn, especially as a young child.
Correct. Still all love, but yeah, we're gonna have to move on. We got to find better people. That's better people.
Right.
That treat me right.
I think kids, we focus on quantity of friends. I know I did. And as I got older, it really is true. If you have one or two friends, that's really like all you need.
That's true.
So,
that's true.
It just goes back to these mental notes about people. I call them the red flags. So it's not that you have to cancel culture these people. It's just take those mental notes. I have this Rolodex. Okay, this is kind of number 2 red flag here for this person. Right. So we don't need to cancel them, but let's just create a little more distance with each other because their energy is just not in alignment with mine.
Matching up.
That's true. That's true. Which is important. It's true.
Very important. Okay. Your energies have to line up.
Yes. Yeah.
Got it. For sure. Got to keep positive energy. That's all we taking in. Positive energy.
Right.
But I want to talk also. I don't know if you guys want to. I'm gonna move forward a little bit here with the life lessons. I want to talk about some that I want to put out there far as what's important to me, and it's the law of attraction, and it kind of coincides with what we were just talking about the energies. But be careful of the energy you put out, guys. You put out positive energy, and that positive energy will return, and vice versa. If you put out negative energy, it will return. So, guys, I know my grandma used to always say, "Hey, and mama too, like you gonna reap what you sow. So watch how you walk through life." And then when I was young, I didn't understand that, but now I totally get it. Like you have to wake up thinking about putting out positive energy, and not only thinking about yourself. You have to think about others and what you can do to help other people out, and not being so selfish and self-centered about your own benefits. And also not doing everything to receive something. I think it was so big now. No one can do something without receiving compensation. That's so weird to me. I just want brought up like that. Our dad was always giving out and helping people. My mom too. So we was always taught out. We kind of brought up with this. When I used to get so, as the oldest, I used to get so mad. My dad would always say, "Well, if she can't go," he's talking about my sister. "If she can't go, then you can't go. If you can't take him with you to the basketball court, then you can't go." So, and then, but those small things like that, I still remember. But I kind of see what he was building early on. Like it's pretty much no man left behind. Like everybody's if you down, and he would say this all the time. Like when we was growing up, all we heard was just these old sayings that nobody said, man, that's all we heard. So we didn't. I still don't know what some of them mean today. Right? We didn't get direct sentences. We just got these sayings. So those just stuck with me. But that one, I don't know if they know. So that no man left behind concept. What I can now, as I got old, I see what he was building, and now I see like. As a group and as a unit, it's working. And now I know he's comfortable because he know if one down, he used to say that, hey, if one down, you pick him up. Because there should be no reason. It's enough of y'all to pick each other up. There should be nobody down. And I don't mean it has to be resources. It could just be your time or a conversation to help somebody out, anything. So I think a lot of times people think they got to give. If they aggravated when people call, "Oh man, what they want. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody needs. They could be off the bridge. Be calling you to borrow $20. They might just say, "You know what? I just needed somebody to talk to. This happened to me." So you have to be mindful that you have to be mindful that about the welfare of others. So I mean, you never know what people are going through these days. People are stressed out. A lot of
Yeah,
stuff going on at work, at home. So
that's
sometimes
true.
I learned people just call you. They just need some reassurance from somebody to talk to that's got some sense. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah,
deal with so much stuff, or they just want to have somebody to tell them, hey, you know what, man, it's cool, man. Just keep pushing, and that be
yeah,
it. But
yeah. A
yeah,
side note is people who don't know our parents, like they were raised by older with their grandparents. So I think a lot of that, those acronyms and random
yeah,
sayings. Like I was gonna ask
jeez,
you to actually break down when you say positive energy, negative energy, for people who don't necessarily know, which it's pretty common, I think, now in social media and
right,
everything.
yeah.
What do you actually mean? Like just doing nice things for people, complimenting people? Like what does that look like in real time? Well, at least for
Well,
you.
I think, I'll just say for me, I think when it started, when I started to build that positive energy in within myself. And so when I say
Mm,
you have to have self acceptance. So if you can't look yourself in the mirror and be happy with who you are, you can't expect to go out and people feel that positive energy. So what I had to do is I remember I went through a phase like 5 years where I was blaming everybody and couldn't understand why I couldn't move to the next level, or certain things wouldn't unfold for me. But what I started to do is I started to understand, like, hey, you control this, and it's within you. So you have to start with yourself. So what I did was I started waking up every day, and I started praying when I got up, and I started just actually making sure, hey, whatever I do, whether it's my thoughts, whatever I say, what my energy, whatever how I move, it's everything. It's I'm thinking positive. I'm kind of manifesting it before I can even get up on my feet, pretty much. And so
mm,
when I went out, I was thinking all day, like, look, man, I had a lot of gratitude. Like, look, man, I'm just glad to be on earth. I'm glad to be happy. I got the use of my limbs. I got a roof over my head, and it was just building and building over the weeks, and then now to the point where I've got to a place where I'm so peaceful, and it's funny though, because when you in a state of depression or something, I think people can see that, and vice
oh,
versa on the other end. That's what I'm saying. Like, as
true.
far as the law of attraction, when you're in a place of peace, people can also see that and the positive energy. So and it's crazy because people be trying to really figure out, like, man, why is he always smiling? Why you? It's because of the peace, man. And you have to find that within. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be happy with who you are. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lifestyle change too. I had to stop a lot of the things that I was doing. I had to move
Mm,
away from a lot of people that I was hanging with,
yeah,
and those was kind of the building blocks. So if you want to see where it starts with you. It starts with first your lifestyle that and people know the lifestyle. If you're living right or you're not living right, you're doing some stuff that you're not agreeing with, you can feel it. It's an energy. You can feel it. So you have to start with yourself, and then you move
yeah,
forward from that. And once you build yourself up, then you can go out and you can actually pour that positive energy to somebody else and help them out. And that could be your siblings or just random people. So
yeah.
that's very, very important,
George.
guys.
So, what about those people that have a hard time recognizing that some of the people in their life?
Mm.
Oh man. Well, yeah, that is definitely a good question, because I had a while. It took me a while to recognize that, and I think you have to, like you said earlier with the red flags. You have to see. There's going to be sneak jabs. You're going to see and I'm pretty sure all y'all know when I understand when I say sneak jabs. They're going to be sneak jabs. They're going to be incidents
Nice,
where,
nasty.
Yeah.
correct, nice, nasty. They're going to be
Women,
they're going to
yeah.
be incidents. What the most important, I would say, sign to look for is positive energy and reciprocation in a relationship. Like, if I'm going out my way to pour into you, call you, hey, how you doing? Or when we go out, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to lift you up, and if you don't see that being reciprocated on the other end, that person is probably not for you. They're probably just with you for the benefits, what comes with you, or for whatever. I mean, because what people don't understand is jealous people and people that's not for you, they cling to you more than people that's actually for you. And that's weird, but that's the reality. That's just the reality of it. And that's why I think it's so tough for people to kind of weed off people that's really not positive in their life.
Yeah. It's almost like people, they enjoy beating up on, someone that's not gonna,
correct,
give that same type of energy back, because when you're somewhat at peace, you're like, I don't do stuff like that. Like, I don't throw jabs.
And the funny part of that, when you the positive person, or you the person with the positive energy, you're constantly trying to figure out, I wouldn't think I wouldn't have done them like that. So why would they try to do me like that? Like, and it's funny because the reasoning being is because you see everything through love, and they don't. They see everything as, jealousy or hate or confusion. And so when you see those things in a person, confusion, bitterness, hate, jealousy, when you see those things, 9 times out of 10, that's not a person that you want to hold on to. So you need to find people that's always full of joy, positivity, love, uplifting, people that's
Stay woke.
Just carry a positive aura about them, and you'll feel the difference once you be around somebody for the first time and their conversation.
I was gonna say, do you guys think that those people are like few far in between? Like,
they are.
I feel like they are not that easy to come by.
Yeah, good luck with that, man. I mean, that's all I can tell you, man. You'll be lucky. It
takes time.
Yeah,
it's hard. Life's hard. Yeah, we bring our baggage with us, our experiences. It's not easy.
Yes,
and we're not perfect.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
Yeah,
nobody's perfect, guys. Nobody's perfect, but I mean, the most important part, man, just try to keep a good circle. That's very important, and that's what goes back to this law of attraction. Keeping a good positive circle, people that's uplifting, and that should take you a long way, man. And I feel like that's real tough for a lot of adults to even grasp, to be honest with you.
I think too, because you're so distracted. Like, just think about, everything you have going on, whether it's, work, kids, a significant other. Like, I think it's life can be very distracting and easy for you to project out, and not project in. So,
and easy to not notice some of these red flags when you are so distracted, so busy, 100 miles an hour. You really got to stay present and reflect.
Sometimes you be so numb to them. You done dealt with it over the years. I mean, I'm not just saying it's going to be just people it could be family. You know what I'm saying? It could be
but even within yourself. Within yourself, I think sometimes you don't notice those things until you are alone, or until you something bad happens, or a breakup, or you lose your job. Like, sometimes you don't realize, hey, I need to change some things in my life, until it's like rock bottom. And now it's like, oh, wow, I'm really lost. Like this is bad,
Yeah, that goes
some
back
people,
to that.
They lie to themselves.
That's true.
It goes back to that.
So just to get through, to get through, they lie to themselves. So
it's true.
We have a lot to talk about, but we're running out of time, guys.
Okay.
Sorry, we're gonna close it out. And thanks for spending time and listening to our podcast. You can listen to us anywhere where you get your podcasts, and we're weekly on Thursdays. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.